The golden age of art in Islam took place between the 8th and 14th centuries and spanned across Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. Andalusia in the south of Spain became somewhat a heartland for poets, painters, and artisans, amongst others, who contributed immensely to the period. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to An NUR The Light. South Africa has an abundance of Muslim artists, and we wanted to explore more about the topic and the people.
Art enjoys a special place in Islam as it challenges the artist to create a piece of work within certain parameters. Many South African Muslims are turning to local artists to create custom pieces of art for their homes, mosques and work.
I used to go into homes and see Islamic art, and it used to be exactly the same in every home. And in most cases, guys didn't even know what's written on the wall. It just looked good. And from an advertising point of view, you got all your different types of fonts. And I couldn't understand how with Islamic calligraphy, there's the same type that you see over and over. I needed to find out why is there only one. And that's where I found a niche. I found a gap in the market. And I thought, let's exploit and let's see what happens.
Dating back centuries, Islamic art remains not only a means of decoration, but an expression of inner beliefs, culture and history in various abstract forms.
To me, Islamic art is very meaningful. It's our footsteps that we leave behind. Like the only thing that's left behind is art. Nothing else. Everything else is gone. Architecture and art. That's only two things that remain. So to me, these are the footprints that we leave behind in South Africa. It's going to reflect who we were, what we did, and I'm also trying hard to sort of change Islamic art in South Africa into more African Islamic art. To change the whole thing. But the basic Islamic art that we followed and that I started doing was developed in those years to bring in a certain amount of dhikr in a person, of patience in a person. Islamic art is repeating, the pattern repeats itself all the time. So that teaches you patience and to be able to do the same thing day in and day out all the time.
Art remains one of life's most treasured pleasures. For the artist, it is a chance to express themselves in a form or medium they see fit. For the person who views this, it is a chance to appreciate the art and what has gone into it. Nisa Gaby is a multi-talented artist who sees herself as a non-conformist. Her talents include landscaping, interior design, and creating artworks.
Art is being creative, doing things that make you happy, doing things that express how you feel, doing things that you enjoy. Everyone has a different interpretation of art. For me, it's painting. For others, it's sculptures. Others, it's embroidery, sewing. Everyone has a different feel for art. Painting is my passion. Painting is what I'm enjoying. Painting is what drives me.
A famous saying states, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And in Muhammad's case, this can't be more true.
I stood on a balcony once and watched how these guys dumped down metal. So they threw metal down at first, threw some dirt over it, and a couple of weeks later they cleaned it out. But the part that was exposed to the sun rusted, whereas the other was still a shiny chrome. So if nature could do it, I needed to manipulate rust how I wanted to. And that's when I created my first piece.
The inspiration to create art stems directly from the creative soul that acknowledges the power and beauty of the creator.
I'm inspired by people, color, things that I see around me in nature. I'll take a walk out in the garden, I'll take a walk out in the mountains, and the shape and form of trees, it just defines things for me, and I'll come home and I'll have that shape in my mind and it will flow through in whatever piece I'm creating. My style is just developing as I'm going along. I'm new to the art itself, so as I'm creating and as I'm getting feedback and inspiration from others, I'm developing myself. I don't think there's really a South African style to Islamic art. There are very few Islamic artists out there that are actually marketing their work. There are people that are doing things themselves. So I'm developing my own niche style. That's something that works for me.
Man, it's the whole idea of being creative, man, of creating things, putting things together, putting colors together. You can throw colors together, but sometimes it doesn't really look nice like these youngsters, they will put certain colors together and it doesn't make sense to you, but to them it makes sense. And that's the whole idea of art. Art is not about achieving a masterpiece. Art is all about enjoying yourself.
Islamic art truly is a unique language, conveying the message of Islam, and has been used to express and represent culture and religious beliefs. South Africa boasts a number of talented Islamic artists who are taking the art world by storm.
I must say, watching that gives me such a sense of pride, and I know our artists would be able to hold their own amongst the Muslim world's best. The monthly events calendar gives us an opportunity to find out what's happening in communities across South Africa. So let's check it out.
This month's events for the Western Cape. The 8th annual Ramadan Hafidh competition starting with a girls' final, Saturday the 18th of May after Dhuhr. The boys' final on Sunday the 19th of May after Dhuhr. Contact Sheikh Yusuf Khasib on 071 184 0618 or email ykhasib@gmail.com. The competition is open for both males and females, and males being judged by qualified males and females by qualified female judges. Journey through the Quran. Join Maulana Afzal Hatia as he takes you on a journey through the beautiful Quran. The classes cover translation, commentary and reasons that the verses were revealed. Classes are ongoing and one can join at any time. Classes commence on Monday the 6th of May between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. The venue is the DTI Centre, 7 Church Street. The cost is R100 per month. Join us for a dynamic, interactive and engaging journey. Register at the class at the DTI Centre, Darul Tarood Al-Islami, 10 Church Street, Athlone, Cape Town. Indeed, this Quran guides to the path which is clearer and straighter than any other. Events for KwaZulu-Natal are as follows. A parenting program for parents with children 2 to 10 years old, taking place on Tuesday the 14th of May, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Parenting program. For more information, you can contact 031 209 7838 or you can email admin@baitulnoor.org. The venue is 22 Browns Grove, Sherwood, Durban. Or you can visit their website on www.ima-sa.co.za. Shirbanu Sakur, clinical psychologist, will work in collaboration with Baitul Noor to provide a parenting program based on principles from the Webster Stratton Incredible Years-Based Parenting Program and Islamic parenting principles. The program is designed to assist parents on how to foster positive behaviors in their children and offer parents some effective techniques dealing with common behavior problems. Cover a number of topics, including developing positive relationships, encouraging behaviors you like, child-directed play, managing problem behavior, rules, responsibilities and routines, setting limits, and time out. Be highly effective and collaborative and uses multiple learning approaches, including discussing experiences and concerns, sharing ideas, practicing skills, and home tasks. Empowerment from the Sunni. Tuesday the 21st of May, 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. welcomes you to new beginnings this 2019. Join our free empowerment classes and programs. Reflections from the Quran, Connecting to Your Rabb. Selective Saturday programs. The venue is 77 College Road, Asherville. Females only, and you can contact Libasut Taqwa on 082 786 6854. Empowerment from the Sunnah, helping you cope with the challenges of the 21st century. Events for Gauteng. Guidance for the new Muslim women. Wednesday the 8th of May, 1:15 to 3:15. Mondays 10 to 12, 082 507 6696. Or Mondays 1:15 to 3:15, 074 347 7619. Or Wednesdays 1:15 to 3:15, 074 347 7619. Fridays 10 to 12, 060 525 2054. Saturdays 9 to 10:30, 061 914 3770. The venue is Nazmiya Masjid, Old Pretoria Road and LaRue Avenue, Halfway House, Midrand. An introduction to Islam and answers to the frequently asked questions: how to make ghusl and wudu, how to pray salah. Note the classes are ongoing on a weekly basis. Design Joburg, featuring rooms on view. The venue is Sandton Convention Centre, Johannesburg. The date is Friday, the 24th of May, 2019 to Sunday, the 26th of May, 2019. The time is 10 a.m. and entry fee is between 90 Rand and 180 Rand and 90 Rand to 130 Rand. This is Johannesburg's premier event showcasing the leaders in decor and design. The show brings together the long-established Rooms on View exhibition with a bold design Joburg brand. You can visit their website on www.designjoburg.com.
All our episodes can be found on YouTube, and if you've missed any, please head there to catch up. It is also a good way to share stories of our local community with family and friends who live overseas. The month of fasting often has an unusual issue: overeating. We thought it a worthy topic to explore.
The holy month of Ramadan is a month of fasting for Muslims the world over. Ironically, it has become the month that is characterized by food. Quite often, the evening meal known as iftar is the one that has people overindulging after a tough day of fasting. Tables are laden with all kinds of delights, and many run the risk of overeating.
Typically during Ramadan, and for all the years that growing up and fasting as families, I think the best part of Ramadan used to be these massive platters of samosas and pies at the end of the day. And banting for the last 2 years has really made me really look at food in general, but Ramadan in particular. And we fast all day, and it's part of our deen. There are religious and spiritual benefits to fasting as much as there are physical ones. And when you start to reflect on what we're really doing at the end of the day, it actually saddens you that we get after 12, 13 hours of fasting, then we have this massive feast at night. And it seems quite contradictory.
Many of the foods consumed are often unhealthy and can lead to ailments later on in life. But there are alternatives.
So banting's actually made it easy, I believe, to stay within what really is the essence of the fast of Ramadan, to go through these hours of fasting and get to the end of the day and really appreciate real food, appreciate a real meal without overeating. And the beauty of banting food, particularly food of the green list, is you never feel overstuffed and tired.
Health and wellness are essential to having a good Ramadan. Fasting offers one the opportunity to cleanse the body and can be a time of both physical and spiritual healing.
Because now I'm no longer focused on food, I can give more of my time, my thoughts, and I can devote my energy to being more spiritual during the month of Ramadan, especially. And for me, that's an accomplishment. It's a victory. I feel like I've achieved something. You just get on with your business, not worrying about food. So you've got important time to think about other things that are more important, which during the month of Ramadan is your salah and, your ibadah and being devoted, more than ever, and keeping the family also focused during the month of Ramadan.
The health benefits of fasting are further enhanced through proper eating before and when breaking fast.
And so for most of the month, my family and I continue to bant as usual. We have a banting breakfast in the morning if we're hungry enough. And on days that we're not, we'll have some yogurt and granola, and we'll have some avocado. And our suppers are quite usually what we would have throughout the year. It's steak and vegetables, or a chicken curry and cauliflower rice and a salad. It's real food.
Ramadan is a time for cleansing, detoxing and refueling. not only the body, but the soul. Taking care of one's health is an ibadah, and what better time to sacrifice feasting than in this auspicious month.
And just to let you know we care about your tummy, we decided to follow up that topic with a delicious recipe. Lamise du Toit shares her tasty prawn paella to keep us inspired.
Assalamu alaikum. As you all know, Cape Town is a melting pot of people, culture and food. And one of the results of that diverse mix is exactly the recipe I'm going to be sharing with you today, and that is my sister's prawn paella. So, the ingredients that you need for my sister's prawn paella are the following. I've got 3 cups of basmati long grain rice. I've got 1 red pepper, 1 green pepper finely chopped. I've got 3 whole cloves of garlic. I've got 1 kilo of prawns. The bigger the prawn, the better in this case, because we're only using the prawns. I've got a whole cardamom pods. I've got fresh coriander, and that's just for garnish. I've got cinnamon sticks, salt to taste. I've got a delicious seafood masala that's got nice crushed chilies in it. I've got additional garlic. I've got fresh lemon because we are working with seafood. I've got 2 whole chilies. We've got butter because butter makes everything better. I've got oil to braise my onions. I've got a punnet of mushrooms, and I've got 2 medium-sized onions that I've finely chopped. The first thing that we're going to do is to fry off our onions and get our rice steaming. So in goes some oil, in go my onions. And just to keep that authentic palau flavor, we add cinnamon sticks and quite a few, so don't be shy. And about 4 cardamom pods. And to aid that process along, I'm going to add some salt. Okay, so my onions are just light and slightly sauteed, and they're smelling sweet. So now I'm going to add my peppers, my garlic, and my mushrooms. And this really is more for color than for flavor. So to this, I'm adding some fresh garlic, and that's the 3 cloves I told you about, finely chopped. Now this is going to be creating a bit of moisture, which is a good thing, because once all of this is in the pot, I take that parboiled rice, it's just slightly not cooked, and it goes back into this pot, stirred through, and you let it steam so that all the flavors infuse. So I'm going to throw a bit of seafood masala in. And the trick to this as well is finding the seafood masala that works for you. So I'm just going to pop the lid on this and let it sweat down for another few minutes. Ooh. So you can see the mushrooms have rendered quite a bit of moisture. So this is purely optional, but I promise you the rice needs it. Adding additional moisture. So in goes my rice. So all I'm going to do is pop the lid on and set this to one side and let it steam very lightly all on its own. Okay, so I'm swapping a pot for a wok. Okay, so now I'm going to pop my wok on the heat and hope and pray it gets hot enough. And to this, I'm going to add just a little bit of oil, and in goes some more butter. And my 2 whole chilies that I've just slit down the middle. To this, I'm adding garlic. And next up is our seafood. So what I like to do is take my prawns and make sure that every bite has enough spice. So down the inside of my prawn and face down. And I'll just keep doing this until it's all done, or I swell up and have to leave. And you finish each load off with a good squeeze of fresh lemon juice. The smell reminds me of family get-togethers or Eid mornings. Okay, so the last of my prawns are done. So I'm keeping these few in here, just so I get some extra sauce while I go and get that pot. Okay, so when we plate, obviously start off with a nice bed of rice. And our last layer. So one thing's for sure, when you have my prawn paella, everyone's going to look for a prawn, huh? So my chilies that I've cooked through, loads of fresh lemon, sprinkling of fresh coriander, and I promise you'll love that we've married a pilau and a paella to form this delicious dish. So until next time, Assalamu alaikum.
Looks like I've got my eat dish right there. Just hope it's as good and simple as Lamisa's. Shukran for tuning in. We really appreciate your support and we hope to see you again next week. Kinna Mariam Mkwanda, kere ari buwere bonanen khabe. Assalamu alaikum.